talk to Gage.
Comes on.
Alright, guys, so we're back. So I have to explain some things.
There's so much going on.
I'll grab mine the shot.
Alright, so like guys, I can explain. Alright, actually, I'm not going to explain. I'm just going to keep going.
Everyone just caught the plague and is dying.
This is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Start the video. You start the video with like aliens and Shrek.
Look, guys, Shrek is the same thing.
Oh my lord.
Alright, look, we gotta keep going.
There's a truck on.
Look, Pursuit. Alright, look. Depot Society. That was a good movie. I like that movie. That was good. Honestly, well, that's definitely not an S tier. It's definitely B or A.
Heard.
Dang man, like honestly, like the message of it was like really good. I think Pacing could have been a little better. It was maybe a little too long, but the overall message at the end, man, like that hit deep, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I vibe with this stuff. I'm gonna have to put that in A tier for now, honestly, just because of how that ending played out. That's A tier, bro.
I already know what this next one
Forrest Gump.
Oh,
That is a film. That is the first S tier.
it's a real movie.
That is the first S tier. This film is amazing. I literally, this is the film I've cried the most watching. It is so like it just like shows life, bro. Like,
Alright, now here comes
life changing.
the tough decision.
Oh, Brian
And on that
Chucky.
note,
Brian Chucky's C tier, bro.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Brian Chucky's great.
is it better or worse than Click?
Is it better or worse, Gage?
That's the real question. And the answer is Click. Well, no, it's like the first half of Brian Chucky's better than the first half of Click. So basically, like, you watch the first half of Brian, then you go to Click, then switch to Click.
So it got even down.
You get the best of both worlds.
So basically, it kind of evens it out.
It
What
does
does
even
that
out.
mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's here.
First
Reformed.
My favorite movie.
It's another S tier, boys.
Oh,
That's top of S tier because that has become like my new favorite film like of all time.
Heard.
That film changed my life. It
Understood.
was so good, so resonant, man. Like that's a movie, man. That's a movie.
Love it.
Joker.
Ooh,
I really
Joker.
like Joker, man. Like it was uncomfortable at first, but like I thought about it, I was like, dang. Like,
You know, I think that was on purpose.
that was a film.
Bro.
That was a film.
It was a real film.
I haven't even seen it. I'm like, bro.
Dang. It is really
I saw
good.
the interview scene though.
I really want to rewatch it. I have to put it in A tier though. Like there was
Good
so
choice.
much good in that film,
Amen.
dude. Like,
Well,
that was
is the
good.
only thing holding you
Amen.
back is that it's a DC movie? Is that it's based off a...
Well, it's definitely not S
Villain
tier. It's
from
never.
Batman.
It's not gonna touch S tier. Definitely.
They're just really scared of using S.
I don't use it. I don't like using S tier, man. But these two like deserve. Like those films changed.
Bro, if this was my choice, I'd have
Um,
to
What do you got here?
Pursuit of
boy, here we
Happiness.
What even is this
Look.
movie, dude?
It has
Look,
Will Smith in
I
it.
somehow ended up watching this. Honestly, I don't know how this happened.
What was going on in your life?
Something happened. I was going through some things.
You were like, it has happiness in it. I need more happiness in my life. I'm gonna buy it.
Look, this is a good movie, I think, but the problem is that like I was going into it expecting something that it was not,
Oh no!
and it really affected
Shattered
my view.
expectations.
It affected how I viewed it. So
Is it worse than Click?
objectively, it's higher, but for me, this is my list.
it's
It's going B, guys.
D.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I just
Worse than Click and the
Gage just like lost a fan base.
didn't. Oh, that's actually exactly where I would put it too. Like these two are way better than that. I'm so
Click
sorry.
is a masterpiece
What are
compared to
we
this
talking
movie.
about?
Dude, if this gets uploaded, I just got canceled. I just got canceled under 5
Time to
minutes.
get ejected off YouTube.
Bro, I love how this video starts out with it already being somewhat made.
All right, what else?
All
we
right,
got?
next is Prometheus.
Interesting. We have a. I think we feel similar but slightly different on this movie.
This movie is pretty good. I actually kind of like it. I think it's a little weird how it's connected to Alien, but I actually think it kind of works.
Okay.
I appreciate that they were trying to do something interesting. With that being said, there's some like really stupid crap that happens in this movie that makes no sense, and it's still frustrating.
I will get to the bottom
However,
of this.
I actually found myself thinking about this movie more than I thought I would. So
Yeah.
it's flawed.
B?
I'm gonna put it in B. First B
Okay.
tier. That's a B tier. Easy B tier.
It's popping, y'all. It's popping.
It's popping. See the Chucky. I'm just gonna put that in F tier.
Just
Enough
make-
said.
I'm
make it
noticing a
quick.
trend with the F tier.
Make it quick.
Yeah, a lot. Child's Play is pretty low. All right, I recently watched her. Now, her and The Lobster, whenever we get to that movie, are going to be put in very, like, they're in a similar spot in my head where they're very difficult movies to watch, and they're very challenging. And honestly,
So her is like a puzzle.
I liked her a lot. I think Joaquin Phoenix is phenomenal in that movie.
Dude, he is great in all of his movies.
He is a national treasure. He is a wonderful actor. I did not resonate with it as much as I wanted to or expected to. I need to rewatch it. And that's what I'm going to say about The Lobster, too. So I almost feel like I shouldn't rank them, but that would be boring, so I have to rank them.
So I'm in the not seeing tier.
So,
Not seeing.
That would be boring. So they're going in their own tier.
Would you recommend someone watch it? Like, because I'd heard about it.
oh, I think I definitely would. You just have to be open, like incredibly open-minded. With that being said, I think like quality-wise, even though it didn't quite hit right, I think it deserves the B
Still
tier.
respect.
I'm gonna put it in B tier.
Still
Respect probably deserves to be higher, but I'm gonna leave it there.
Oh
for now.
boy.
Alright.
No Country for Old Men.
Whoa!
Dang boy!
I literally can't comprehend how little you watched it, and the next day you're like, yeah, it's in my top 10.
Yeah, literally. I woke up in the morning and I was like, I'm gonna put that
That's
at
one
number
of the best
10.
movies I've ever seen.
I was like, man, that was the best movie. I have to put that in S tier, I think. Dude, what y'all have to realize is that this movie is amazing. Like, it literally gave me so much to it. Like, I love it when a movie like is really deep and like I have to rewatch it and stuff like Her. But this is a movie where it's entertaining, and as long as you're paying attention, like there's a lot the movie's saying. And also Javier Bardem in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. Dude, I fell in love with him the same way I fell in love with Joaquin based on those two movies. He's a fantastic actor, bro.
Heard. I'm excited. I really want to watch that one.
Watch with subtitles. It was a little hard to hear through like the country accents.
I've noticed that like some movies I actually put subtitles on. So
Taxi. Oh, it's the next movie.
No,
Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
Put on the subtitles. You don't hear anything they're saying. Taxi Driver. Literally, I was like first sentence in the movie. I was like, yeah, subs. I'm like subs are coming on.
Yeah.
With that being said, I need to rewatch it because I actually ended up pausing a lot while I was watching this movie. I was getting distracted, which is my fault. But I still really thought this was amazing. The way it ended, just like it just happens. You're like, whoa, what the heck? Fantastic movie. I still think there are certain movies that might be a little better than it.
We still have to do this with you.
But I will say Robert De Niro is fantastic.
And he was in Joker.
He was in, yeah.
Isn't it like a similar kind of premise?
Yeah. He's also in King of Comedy, which I did put that in here.
Wait, Robert De Niro. What? That's so weird. How was he in all those movies?
He was in all three of them. They're all compared to each other.
Why'd you put it in second?
Oh, I shouldn't do that.
Put it back.
All right, Taxi Driver. That's a vibe, man. Like that's what I feel like I was missing. I wasn't immersed like I should have, and maybe part of it was like the audio too.
Okay.
So this is another one like Her with like a caveat. I feel like that's what B tier is. It's like the movies I wasn't like ready for.
But you know they're better than C.
I'm gonna put it in B tier. It probably is an A tier film. It's very good. I'm gonna put it there for now though.
Meanwhile, riots are happening somewhere.
Lobster. All right, look, I already explained. This is a similar vibe as Her. I need to rewatch it. I'm probably going to put that also in B tier. Okay, we're going to leave it there. I need to rewatch both those movies at some point.
The Mario movie.
Mario movie is an easy C tier instantly. Like it was entertaining, not super deep.
It's your popcorn movie, baby.
It was entertaining.
It's popping, y'all.
It was what I wanted.
Popping corn.
It was what I wanted. All right, I'm pretty sure I watched. I think I watched Get Out like early last year is when it was. Might have been earlier than that. I'm pretty sure that's when I watched it.
Later.
We're gonna rank it. I definitely watched the other two films by him before I watched Get Out. This was the last one I watched. Assuming so, this movie's awesome. It's definitely Jordan Peele's best movie.
There's no way it's below an A.
And it really is quite fantastic. I feel so wrong for putting like these three especially. I feel wrong. I feel so wrong putting it there, but Get Out is fantastic. I feel like that movie has such depth to it. It is poignant and is important.
It's probably scary too.
That's my IGN article.
Poignant.
I should rank for IGN.
Parasite.
Dude, you showed this to me?
A tier.
Nice.
You know that movie's A tier,
It
bro.
was good.
It didn't quite like. It's extremely entertaining. It's got the depth. However, I found it to be like just a step below maybe like No Country for Old Men or like First Reformed in terms of like either like relatableness to me personally, just slightly, or at least like every little bit. Because in those two movies, like I'm like, dude, all of this feels important. Like I'm picking up on all of it. And Parasite definitely does have that, but like I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. So like, so I'm gonna leave it in here.
Asterisk. I might be dumb.
I might be. I think I found that I'm dumb, guys. Good Will Hunting. This movie I liked way more than I thought I would.
Dude, what's there not to love?
This movie's great.
Robin
Like,
Williams,
It's in your
Matt
top
Damon.
it is
Ben
fantastic. Like, oh my gosh, I was actually very much impressed by it. I liked it more than I thought I did. Actors all did a fantastic job, and I think like the title also is really cool. Like after you watch the movie, you kind of get like there's a little more to it.
Oh yeah.
Truthfully, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
That's the
It's
truth.
good.
I don't know where to put it. It's B-Ray. Like this, we're at like the point where a lot of these are going in here right now.
I'm sorry.
Dang, bro. Like I almost feel like I shouldn't put it higher. It's excellent. I'm kind of leaning towards B2 though.
It just fractures the reality.
Maybe I might need to rewatch it. See, Eliza need to rewatch because like I feel like there's certain
That's been
things
the
that
B
like
tier so far.
So far.
I need to rewatch
Honestly,
this.
really, this is like a super cut. I need to watch this again. Let me watch this.
Everything in
Everything in
B2.
B2.
Might as well
I can't
just
really
change,
judge this movie.
change
It's like I'm
the
not
name.
really ready,
Did
but I know it's
watch
good.
this movie?
Did I even watch this?
Wait a minute, this is a movie?
We have like freaking music in here. All right,
Clearly, Gage,
Next-
just rename D to I'm not ready.
I need to rewatch it.
I wasn't ready.
Prometheus is the only one that like I mean I would like to rewatch it, but I don't need to like I do these four. To Kill a Mockingbird. I was shocked. Holy cow! This movie, the only nitpick is that it is like 2.5 hours, so it's extremely
Very
long.
long.
I like when I first watched it, I was like, all right, that was pretty good. But then I thought of it, I was like, dang, that was actually like really well made. Like they did so many things right. I need to rewatch it, so it's.
So PT.
I
know where this is going.
I bought the 4K and I still need to rewatch it on
Dang, you
4K.
have the 4K?
I do have the 4K,
Wow.
but yeah, it was really inexpensive. Really cool how like most of the movie is meant to be portrayed or seen from the kid's point of view, and I feel like that has a lot of like implications as to like what they're trying to get at with the story of like childhood innocence, and then like you don't really see like people for like skin color or like how they look or superficial things, and the kids don't. The adults do, but the kids don't, and I feel like that was
Chef's kiss.
simple but
Chef's
perfect.
kiss.
Simply done. Soul is a rewatch.
Oh yeah.
This is
Come
one.
on,
I've technically
good
seen this
one.
movie
That's a
like
good
4 or
one.
5
Come on,
times.
It's a good one. It's a good
Come
one.
on.
But it is really good. I have rewatched this one multiple times, but this year I like really sat down and like really paid attention and really started to understand it. It is
I'm just thinking
the
about
way
this
I
movie.
described it to Gav is that like this movie is flawed brilliance, so it's really good. I just feel like there's maybe a few little things that kind of like bug me a little bit about like how it ends and like he dies, but then he gets another chance or doesn't die. And,
Are you spoiling the movie to the audience right now?
no, like dude, it's
No,
it's in the title, bro. There's a few- But I will say, there's a few scenes like in like right before like the ending where like it's fantastic. It's really good. So I appreciate the hustle.
It was fantastic.
It's gonna be
really
B
good.
tier.
It's gonna have to be a sequel.
Everything's in B tier. At least I don't need to rewatch
Need to
it.
rewatch it.
I'm gonna put these down here.
There you go. At least it's like high B.
Oh,
Alright.
this is where I peep up,
The
boys.
Truman Show.
This is an A tier.
I
ARS.
I think what very accurately represents this is as soon as I watched it, I said that is one of the best movies ever made. That is
Wow.
an A-tier film.
Yes.
Whoa, calm
This is
down.
one of the best movies ever
Old
made.
man
C tier.
Jenkins.
It's A-tier, bro.
It's S tier. S tier means good movie. S tier
We're all
means
off our
good.
rockers.
It's so quotable too.
One, two.
It's one of my
Alright.
What's happening?
It's one of the best movies
Alright,
ever made.
Are you
Watch
actually
it.
gonna
Secret
leave that?
Life
Are you gonna
yeah,
leave
it's
that?
A-tier. That
Dude,
makes
that
sense.
is S tier.
Bro, chill.
It is
Yeah.
S tier.
Oh,
It is
man.
S tier.
Alright, look. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Hang on, y'all. Hang on.
Here we
hang on.
go.
You've
Bring
seen
it
it.
around.
You've seen it.
Bring
We
it
better not put this in
Alright,
this.
boys. Play me up. Play
Bring
me up.
it around.
Bring it around.
Take
Alright.
us home.
This movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is.
It is highly underrated.
It is very probably like the most underrated movie that I love as well.
Honestly, that's probably true.
I
Like,
would
that's,
say-
Nobody knows that movie.
that is legit, actually.
I would say it's A tier.
That movie It is awesome. It's simple. Like it's something that's like so easy to digest, and that's what I love about it. Is it's easy to just like sit down and just you're just vibing and you get it by the end.
And
Like,
bro,
it's-
Soundtrack's great.
And
You're
bro,
like,
you
I
won't forget.
understand. I think the first half maybe like maybe like was maybe a little too long or something. If you want to nitpick it, maybe like there was a little too many of like the goofy like dream sequences.
Yeah, those are pretty.
But I think that's kind of the point, That's the kind of point. Like it's going crazy, Like it's part of it.
Oh yeah.
And bro, no one will forget that ending. That ending.
But this is one of the most inspiring films I've ever seen, personally, and I think it's a very important film. A lot of people need to watch, so I'm gonna put it in A tier.
A tier, baby.
That's an A tier.
That's it.
It's popping, y'all.
It's popping.
It's popping.
It's popping. All right, Stand By Me.
All right.
I watched it. Has River Phoenix in it, which is Joaquin's brother.
That's crazy.
Which I think he's actually technically his older brother. I think Joaquin was younger. But like
That's
River
wild.
died. I actually researched it. He died when he was like 23.
What?
Yeah, he died super
I
young.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, doesn't it have what's the other guy?
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Yeah,
It has
Will
Will
Wheaton's in it.
Wheaton.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Will Wheaton.
I liked it. For me, this is one of those films where like it's really just about watching these kids go on this adventure, and there's something really just intriguing and fun about it. It's not like the most super deep, like symbolic film, like not at all. But there is something kind of inspiring about these four kids. They're like, let's just go find this dead body.
That's
Yay!
Yeah.
Let's go find it.
Let's go on a road trip.
And like the whole road trip and them just like surviving. Like I don't know, something about that. Like I was like, dang, like let's
It's
go.
popping.
you know?
It's compelling.
It was compelling. It didn't blow me away by any means, but it was a movie that I was like, absolutely. I
It was a
definitely,
movie.
I
It
definitely.
was a movie.
It
It
was
was,
good.
it was a movie.
B
It
tier.
was the movie of all time.
Yeah, the movie of all time. B tier.
It is probably a B tier.
Yeah, yeah.
I
know,
think it's
you
a B.
rewatched.
See,
High B.
if y'all notice, like I clearly tried to watch good movies this year. I mean, like I did watch a lot of Child's
D
Play.
and F tiers.
Yeah, I'm seeing like Child's Play.
G and F tiers
Chef
is speaking volumes.
Oh no, Akira.
Oh man.
Oh,
What a movie. What a movie.
This movie's awesome, bro. I continue to think about this movie, and it is a movie that's so it is so interesting to me because like I watched it the first time, I was like, man, I don't know what that was. I don't understand any of it because like there were so many random things that like random scenes seemingly that are happening, like flash like these these like politicians like debating crap and then like bombs going off and then freaking Tetsuo becoming this like weird amalgamation by the end. I'm like, okay, what is happening? What does this mean? And the psychic kids, okay.
And
What
they
is
name
this?
drop the Matrix on the back of the movie.
This is one of the most like influential movies of all time.
True.
And animation is technically like it is an anime, but it also doesn't look like any anime. It almost has like sort of like it's really smooth animation.
It's like super like stylish. It's definitely got its own vibe.
It does. Not what I expected, but that's an S tier film.
Oh.
That is an S tier. That's also in the top 10. That's in the top 10 now. That's good.
Gunner's checked out.
Ours checked out. Shut up.
It's-
All right, guys. Look,
I checked out when Truman Show was an ad.
Gunner, come on.
Unsubscribe.
All right, look.
Unsubscribe.
Look, you cannot subscribe if you want.
I don't need your views.
I
Alright,
love Truman.
All right,
Show.
Alien Covenant.
Ooh.
I
Time to give this
Gage,
IGN
Gage,
score.
no.
Gage, don't do this. Don't do it, Gage. Please don't say that.
Wait.
You'll
No.
Wait.
I don't like this movie.
No.
I don't like it.
No.
I think this movie actively harms the Alien franchise. It does irreparable damage.
No.
Here's where this movie.
Please.
All right, let me say this. This is where the movie succeeds. It succeeds
In nothing.
at nothing.
Savage.
No.
Here's what's good about it.
Here's the good stuff.
Look,
F tier.
everything is a problem about this movie. Let me just be honest. Look, like the crew people are really stupid. They walk on this planet without helmets on for no reason.
All right,
They get infected. Like, what is wrong with you people?
thought you were talking
Wasn't
about
that a cool scene though?
What did
It
you
was
think
cool
was-
scene though.
What did you think was gonna happen?
I will
thought
say
you were talking about the crew of the movie. He's like, yeah, the director, the crew, they were all stupid.
They didn't
They
wear
took their helmets off and got infected.
I can't believe they made this movie.
Yeah. Didn't make any sense.
But look, CGI was good. seeing the creatures like the neomorph, whatever the
Yeah.
human thingy looking thing
Yeah.
is, that was cool. Like I like the way it looked. You know, when it was running around the grass like a raptor.
Creature designs.
I was like, yeah. But then
But
like,
that's about it.
but then like Walter, whatever his face comes in, or whatever the other one was, he comes in with hair and he's like, "What's up, dude?" And then like, and then basically like,
I'm you.
yeah. That's literally what it is. I'm mute.
This is Spider-Man.
Dude,
That was
that's
funny.
literally so accurate. That's exactly
I
what
have no
happens.
idea what you're talking.
That's so
What is
funny.
happening?
Dude, that's literally what
You
it
guys
is.
are
bro.
just like, yo, Walter walked in with some hair, and he was like, I'm you. What are you talking about?
That's like a fever dream. That's crazy. Some dude comes in named Walter.
With hair.
With hair. He's not
Don't
bald.
forget that.
Alright, so look, this movie,
Hurry up.
I think it's incredibly.
Just put it in F already.
I think it's incredibly flawed.
F for freaking
It's not
bad.
that bad.
I think, oh man, it's definitely not objectively an F tier movie. I'm gonna have to probably put it in D because it has some redeeming qualities. I think
You
it's
tell me Click is better.
Yes.
At least the back
That is
half.
outrageous.
You have to hear it. Alien Covenant.
This is an outrage.
Look, you guys don't understand.
The movie with the Adam Sandler about a remote control that controls the world is better than Alien Covenant.
Yes.
At least the
yes.
back half.
Bro, the fact that they explain that like how the xenomorphs come into being is so
Calm
dumb.
down.
It's so I don't like that. Like
Oh,
don't
man.
explain it, you know? The only reason it's in D is because I at least
fun.
find it's honestly I think
It's not
No!
Barry, have you seen the movie?
I know it's good.
Well,
I
that's your personal
actually
opinion.
I really don't like that movie. I'm
Dude,
being honest.
that's crazy.
I might put it there.
This is obscene.
Gage, are you telling me?
Look,
Well, yeah.
Gage,
No.
look what's in D tier right now.
Look, I know.
Look at what's in there.
what are you
You told me
saying?
those are better.
I think Alien Covenant fails as a movie.
Click didn't.
That's and look, there's some redeeming qualities, but I'm a little mad at this movie, so I'm gonna put it in F tier. Okay,
He's angry.
I am
Little baby.
He's big, angry.
We have
Pretty big angry.
I don't know
Sounds
if
like
that
a
here.
valve
Let me plug in my camera real quick. Just make
Wasn't
sure
recording. Sorry, guys.
Big-
You missed it.
that. Sorry,
Alright, cut to
That's
this.
actually insane, bro.
That
What
is-
the
I'm a little mad. Okay, I'm sorry. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna,
that
it's
is-
gonna be an F.
That's actually the dumbest.
It's
thing
in the
I've
same
ever
tier
heard.
suit, Chucky. That's really bad.
It's a no for
Dude,
me.
that is like just not even true. Oh,
I-
he has the decency to put it in
It's the
front
top-
of.
it's the top of F.
Wow, thanks.
There's
Thanks.
top of
Thanks.
F.
Okay.
You really
Look,
appeased me.
look, it really is D, but the more I think about it, I'm like, this movie just is too much.
I mean,
wrong.
It's really a D, but the more I think
Bro,
about it, the
Gage
more
is such
mad
a
I get.
freaking savage. He's like,
Ugh.
okay, I'll make you guys a little happy. It'll be top of F.
It is the top.
It was like, okay, guys,
Just
you don't
move
like
on
D,
before
you
I
don't like
cancel
D, I'm
you.
going to F.
Hey, I hate it the same reason I hate Cult. Like, it's got good ideas, it just doesn't do them right. That's it. It
Sad.
fails. It fails.
Sad.
I'd rather see like a
Why?
movie.
Why'd you watch a horror
Look,
movie and expect people to be
I'd
smart?
rather see a movie that like is kind of mediocre, like these two, but at least like it succeeds at what it was doing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like not nearly as ambitious. This is
Apparently, Click
ambitious.
extended that.
This is ambitious, but the problem is like there's too much getting in the way too much in the way. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about Click and the Bride of Chucky.
Click is way better. That's 2 tiers above this, bro.
What is going
That back half of Click.
All right.
must
We're
be
getting,
a
we're getting
dream.
stalled out on this. All right.
Must be a dream.
Alien is next.
None of this is real. It's all simulation.
Alien-
The first
Alien-
Matrix this year?
That was a rewatch for me.
Oh, okay.
I've watched that a lot.
I was my first time.
Alien is gotta be an easy A tier. It's up there
All right,
with
here we
Yeah,
with this
okay,
one.
now you're
Alright.
speaking my language.
I also, by the
You're
way,
speaking
I'm
my
not
language.
technically like ranking these like in order, like in the tiers. I only
You
like
should put it in
doing
the top
that.
F.
that. Like in that case, yeah. Like you know, if you like, if
that
you
was just to appease us.
if you want to nitpick, yeah, technically, yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's how it is. But yeah, Alien, absolute classic.
love
These
it.
two belong together. Fantastic movie. I personally lean towards liking the first one a little more these days. Not gonna
Me
lie,
too.
I'm kind of
Wow.
that guy.
Me too.
Wow.
I'm kind of that guy these days.
Ah.
You're not that
Hey,
guy, pal.
Those
You're not that guy.
those who think
You're not that guy.
Alien 1 is better, versus those who think Aliens 2 is better.
Aliens 2.
Go together. Watch the theatrical cut of Aliens. Maybe not necessarily the first one. I think you can do with or without. It just adds that one scene of Parker. No, not Parker.
You might.
Are you talking about 1 or 2?
In one.
One.
The director's cut when he's like in the wall.
Yeah.
What's that name?
I forget.
Dallas.
I thought they added like 2 scenes in it. One of them wasn't like a big deal, but then that scene where
That
he's
scene.
like hanging was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, admittedly. But the Aliens, the director's cut, I actually do prefer. I watched both. I watched the theatrical last time. I prefer the
Director's cut. That's the one with like talking about her daughter a little more.
Yeah, that's the most important scene that they should not have cut.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Anyways,
King of Comedy. Man, I feel like I just like blanked out and everything. Like I have to reset after all that. That was
Sorry,
Everything goes in me.
we touched on some nerves there.
Yeah.
King of Comedy. It was fantastic. It was the type of movie that didn't really like stick with me in a heavy way like many of the A-tier films have, because I've like talked about a majority of these movies, or at least thought a lot about them after watching them. I think B is just kind of in that category where it's like I'm not ready, I need to rewatch it, or at least like it's not something that like especially resonated with me, but it's really good. So I think King of Comedy is probably hanging out with that. Where it's one of those movies that like there were certain elements in there where I was like, ooh, like I feel that, like I get that. I've even experienced a little bit of that. I get what it's, it's sort of a critique of. And it was generally like pretty fantastic. I think Taxi Driver and that one kind of hang out together.
Yeah, they hang out,
honestly.
they're buds.
The next one, this is not in English
What is
because
that?
this was actually a
What is
foreign.
this?
This is a foreign film
What
I
is
watched.
this?
What is this crap?
It's Mia Hansen-Love, I think, was the director of this
I
one.
don't speak America.
Look, I think it's a is it French? Like what Watson when they say mercy for thank you?
Yeah, that's French.
I think it's French.
Yeah, that's
I believe.
French.
I might
If
be
you
canceled.
don't-
for
Yes,
saying
yeah,
I
it's
would say
French.
you're about to get.
I'm pretty sure
You're
it's
about
French.
to look real dumb.
C'est
if
la
you're wrong.
vie.
If that's the case, this is a French film. It's a foreign film though. It's called Things to Come. I got this one on a whim because Hamilton
I've
Book
never heard of
was selling it for $4 and Amazon was selling it for $30, and I looked into it and I was like, one, the cover and the title like won me over, and then like I was like, all right,
It's $4.
$4,
Wow,
I'll give it a shot.
it
you
really
know?
doesn't take much.
All right.
Give it a shot. Honestly,
And?
I did quite enjoy it. It is definitely a movie I feel like I need to rewatch because
Where's it gonna go?
No.
definitely not perfect, but I do vibe with a lot of things in it. It's definitely like kind of almost like it's not one of those movies like Serial Life of Walter Mitty where it's like portraying things in a way to get you inspired to do them. It's almost sort of portraying things a little more realistically, but just like sort of a shift of focus. So maybe in a sense, it's more helpful of a film to like watch and think about. But for me personally, it doesn't totally like click as heavily as I think it really could for me. But with that being said, I really did appreciate the things that it did do. As much as like I feel like I'm overusing the B tier, I kind of feel like it deserves to be in the B tier.
We're about to get the double row V tier
I
soon
don't.
enough.
I think it is better than because these movies like these are like C because you have to remember like S and A like that's top. They're top tier. Like those are the best of the best. B and C are the middle. Like the somewhere in the, for a little bit higher middle or a lower middle. D and F are obviously like the worst. The bad ones, and like there might be some redeeming qualities. Whatever. But like C tier, what I currently have like
so wrong.
these are filmed like
It's
these
so
three.
unbelievably wrong.
These are films right here that like probably like have some problems. Like Click, the second half like really just brought it up. It was going to be a D tier, maybe.
Yeah, it brought it up so high it got above Alien Covenant.
Yeah. If it was
Like,
like
wow.
if the whole movie was like the beginning, it would easily be D or F. Like I just did not like it. But the back half really won me over. I'm not gonna lie. The Bride of Chucky is like absolutely fantastic and entertaining. Just like with a few like weird things, I don't really like it. But
Just don't watch it.
yeah. But the Mario movie also just like really good.
Just
So,
like
yeah,
a narrow time.
I'd say B. I think that one definitely deserves.
I think if you were to view Alien Covenant like
Why
in
are
the
you
same-
still talking about this?
No, hear me out. If you were to view Alien Covenant in the same way you view Mario, I think it would be higher.
Hello, Mario.
That's not even true though.
If you just view it as like
Yeah,
entertainment,
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
like-
entertaining because it's not entertaining. It's
Isn't
really
it entertaining, Gavin?
well, like for parts, but like the end part's entertaining. That's the best, probably the best part of the movie because it's just like xenomorph. But like when you start to think of like why the xenomorph is in the movie,
No. You don't think.
all right, if you don't think at all, then like there's a huge chunk of the movie where
Listen,
nothing's
it's
happening.
his list. We can't do anything.
I can't, man. I can't.
I'm a
Haven't
dictator.
seen it.
I can't.
All right, Alien Resurrection and Alien 3 are next up.
Alien Resurrection.
Resurrection.
That goes
So-
to tier.
Come on, bro.
So I don't remember actually when I first watched it during the
see the
year.
green screen.
I think it was the beginning of the year I watched these. But recently I rewatched the director's
What?
cut for both of them.
there was a director's cut for Resurrection?
There was.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
I don't remember what. Oh wait, the end. They actually show them landing on Earth in that cut, which is
What?
pretty cool. They actually land. You get to see Earth.
That's like the
Pretty
first time, you see Earth.
cool. Yeah, which is what Alien 5 was going to be about.
Yeah,
was them on Earth,
I remember
which kind of
that.
sucks because like that
Yeah.
would have been cool.
Oof.
Resurrection. Look, it is
If it
incredibly.
goes anything above F, then we're gonna give you so much flack for
It is incredibly polarizing. It is weird. It is a clash of tones. It does not really work very well as a
It's
movie.
also not very good.
It's not super good. Now, I have listened to a lot of people talk about this movie.
There are defenders
There
of this movie.
are defenders.
They
And
exist.
after
Where are they?
after listening to some of the defenders' opinions, I actually somewhat get it, even though I still think that like
Oh.
tonally
Oh,
there's a lot
they
of
got
problems.
They got to
What?
him.
So
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be a D tier.
No
Where's the
way.
wire?
Alien
Where's the
Resurrection.
camera?
No.
Alien
Where's the
Resurrection
sniper?
is
Where's
better
the
than
sniper?
Covenant.
No
Oh.
way.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait,
we
no!
got. It makes no sense. It makes no
You haven't even
sense.
seen any of these.
I
movies.
know, but I know how bad that one is. I know how good that one is.
Society has crumbled.
Is that true?
I don't need to
I
watch
actually
them.
do rank Resurrection just a little bit higher than Covenant.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is
Because at least
insane.
Resurrection is closer. It's not trying to be like super like big and philosophical, but also failing miserably at that and being entertaining because there's chunks of the movie where like nothing's happening and they're just explaining things that they should have never explained. At least Resurrection is just stupid fun.
Oh
And it's
my
failing at
Lord.
stupid fun because it's also like trying to be dark and serious and also kind of like lighthearted. It doesn't really work. That's why it's in D, but at least it's a
Is
little
that
better
the one
than
with
that.
Keegan and Michael Key in it?
No, that's
That's-
about Predators.
Oh, that was Predator. Sorry.
No, the Predator.
They get
Different
mixed-
alien,
they get me
brother.
all mixed up.
Different
Different alien, brother.
I need to watch Predator. I
Oh,
wish.
fantastic
I
movie.
wish those were
Watch
on,
Prey.
on this list right now. I wish
Fantastic.
they were.
Alien 3.
It's a D tier. Sorry. Alien 3. I rewatched it. I watched the assembly cut.
Was that better than the original?
It was, I think, slightly better. I will say I'm
That's where you see the
surprised
dog,
that
right?
there's more practical effects in this movie than I remember. Like especially at the beginning, there's actually a lot of it.
You like the
Alien's
dog.
barely in the movie though,
Yeah.
so that's kind of not good. The movie I wanted to see, like this past time I rewatched it, I wanted to understand and see.
There are a lot more defenders of this movie.
There are people that like think this is the best. Like remember the dude in the Chris Stuckman video? I forget
Yeah.
his name, but
It's like his favorite movie.
literally his favorite movie of all time. I was like, all right, I have to see what he's seeing in this. I have to know.
There has to be something.
But do you see my child?
And I think I'm getting there, but it did not like.
You
it
like
did
the
not,
dog.
It did not get me like I thought it would, and ultimately, it's a really long, fairly boring movie.
Yeah.
And I think like it really is just like really sad because it could have been super cool. It's a D tier, and I'm gonna scoot it right there. You know, I know I said I wouldn't rank in.
Oh, we're in the
but-
next phase, people.
I'm gonna do
The
that.
animated phase.
But all right, now we got like a
Puss
crap ton
in
of
Boots.
a
Here
lot
we
of
go.
these.
A lot of
It's
S's.
like the Shrek universe.
S or A.
Oh,
S or A. Come on.
Puss in
Hey,
Boots: The
come
Last
on.
Wish.
Come on, you can't.
That is a
Yeah.
great movie.
You can't. That might be the best anime movie ever made.
What
I don't agree
the?
with
What
that.
the sus?
What the sauce?
All right. I want
What
to.
the special sauce?
I want to note that every single S tier has become in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. All 4 of those are in there. I actually want to put Puss in Boots in S tier. It is the only one in the S tier that's not in the top 10 though.
All right.
Wow.
I think this movie succeeds in every possible way. I can't think
Wow.
of anything I don't like or can nitpick about it. Music's fantastic and catchy. The action is amazing. And its storyline is perfect. It's so encapsulated. Every single character plays into the overall story arc. It is a phenomenally written movie and
Megamind level.
easily the single best DreamWorks film in all of the DreamWorks
Better than
films.
Shrek.
As we get the Shrek.
So
Dude, I don't get Shrek.
Not Shrek.
this movie's like
Not
a little weird. 'Cause
Shrek.
that, like I know, like that is kind of weird for that to be. I mean, no, I ain't weird. That makes
Next
pretty
to the-
awesome. All right, Shrek 1.
All right, here we go.
That's the
Shrek.
I'm
think
gonna do Shrek in order, okay? Shrek in order.
I
Let's do
think
it.
Shrek 1's actually the best
We
one.
watched all the Shrek
I
movies.
don't even.
All right.
All right, so
First one's the best
Shrek
one.
1,
It's the best one.
probably my favorite one. I do like Shrek 1 quite a bit.
It's kind of ugly.
It's part of it, like part of Shrek I don't understand, just because like it has a lot of like the pop songs and like the the really crude humor type deal, like
It was
the
basically like it was supposed to be anti-Disney.
it was anti-Disney, in which when I heard that I sort of understood
You're
a
like,
little bit
oh,
better. I was
that
like,
makes sense.
I was
yeah.
like, that kind of makes sense now. I really like like a lot of
Actually,
things about this
it's a really
movie.
good movie.
I do also like the message about the movie of like really getting to like it's like because the idea is like in Disney movies it's oftentimes like the most like toxic and unrealistic relationships if you really like think about
Yeah.
it. But like Shrek is like actually get to know who Shrek is. Layers, right? Like he
Onions have
onions have
layers.
layers.
Ogres have layers.
It's great. Like he literally spells it out. Shrek spells it out for us right there. It's perfect. So honestly, that's a B tier movie. It's not like blowing my mind,
B-tier.
but that was a really well done
Shrek.
animated movie. 2001. It's old too. Like it's older than I am. So really good.
Also, it's one of the most memed movies. in
Oh, I
history.
mean, is there
It
any more
is.
memes?
Oh yeah, it is.
Well,
Somebody.
Spider-Man 3.
Oh, that's
but
what
even
no,
then,
no,
like Shrek,
no,
you can't like get above Shrek.
Alright. Shrek 2. Now look,
I don't understand.
I
People say it's the perfect sequel.
people say so many good things about this movie.
Wait, isn't this like Shea Frillis' like favorite movie, dude? Like, this,
He made a video about it. And he did talk about how it's like a cinematic masterpiece.
yeah, I remember him like.
We
going
gotta watch
crazy.
that, Gage. We gotta watch that.
I need to rewatch it.
Shrek 2.
We need to rewatch Shrek 2.
Did you just put in B?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
No.
I just heard gotta rewatch. I thought B.
Because Shrek 2 is
It's good.
the joke with Puss in Boots having drugs is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like that is absolutely the funniest.
It's not
joke.
mine.
It's not mine.
We got some weed here.
That is the funniest joke in the whole movie.
It doesn't slap as hard, man.
It doesn't. Look. This is so weird because I really feel like I should understand why this is like so critically acclaimed. Everyone loves it. Like fans love it. I don't currently.
Max.
I literally don't currently understand it, but I think I can, and I will. It's going to be a C tier.
All right, that's
It's gonna be C.
Wow.
There you go.
Shrek the Third.
That's
Oh,
gotta
D.
be.
Oh,
It's gonna be.
Oh, my goodness.
That's straight to DVD territory.
Oh, yeah.
Send that to the bargain bin.
please don't say that. Please don't say that.
I don't know, man. Shrek the Third just failed in every possible way.
Oh, my
I think
Lord.
me and Gabriel were smoking something because after we watched it, we were like, man, that was the second best one. We thought it was better than Shrek 2.
What are you thinking?
Alright, we've confessed. Yeah,
I didn't say that. You
I
did.
I think this movie from the get-go fails.
They were trying to get out of it.
Go out.
What's it mean?
Well, we didn't watch Shrek Forever After by then.
Yeah, and that really cleared things up in my mind. Really cleared the mind.
Really cleared
Shrek
the mind. It's a good movie.
Look, I think Shrek the Third, it doesn't need to exist. I actually
Wow,
don't want it to exist anymore.
Wow.
I actually don't like
Just
it.
take it out. Just take it
No,
out.
It feels like direct-to-DVD sequel.
Someone's gotta go take it behind
The whole
shed
thing
with-
with
and
the whole
deal
thing with King
it.
Arthur is stupid.
Everything about the movie's stupid.
Wait, what?
I don't like it.
Wow.
That thing. No.
I think this is also a situation where like I'm a little angry at the movie for being like what it is. So.
Orange,
You're meant to be
Shrek Forever After.
Shrek Forever After.
That's a good movie.
It was good.
Second best.
It was good.
It was good, y'all.
Shrek.
Movie. It was Shrek.
I still think the first one's a little better, so I'm gonna put it in the C
Yeah,
tier.
that's
fine.
I don't remember
Oh, dang.
why I like this one,
Dang.
but I remember liking it, so I'm gonna put it in C tier.
I remember
It was
making a
Shrek.
Shrek movie.
That's like literally the best way to describe it for me. It's
It's
like,
a Shrek
I don't remember
movie.
why I liked it a lot, but I did. So
Okay.
it's gonna belong there.
Wow.
So anyways, right after Shrek, we got Hex.
Most
Sorry.
serious movie.
Now we're gonna do a war film. Wait, honestly, guys, after looking at this,
Gage, I just realized you missed.
Is it?
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
that makes sense.
Gage,
I don't know, a
you missed
Shrek film hit every tier.
It's a roller coaster of a series.
Bro,
I'm actually
Even S
putting-
tier, even like Puss in Boots.
Yeah, we just need an A tier Shrek film.
Gage, you missed
Oh,
a
no,
movie.
we're never gonna
What?
get that.
You watch All Quiet on the Western Front.
You did.
Was that last year?
Yes.
Oh well.
I don't care.
That's a good movie.
All right, so for the record, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Where would it be? in our
That's A tier.
imaginary.
Yeah.
It's A tier.
I agree.
That's probably the best war film of all
It's
time.
definitely the
Ooh.
best anti-war
Okay.
film.
It was a Netflix
Best war
exclusive.
film I think I've ever seen. Actually,
I
It's
haven't
good.
seen it. Why didn't I watch it?
It's the remake, right? Like, isn't
It's,
there an
it came
original
it came from a book.
Oh,
It was
okay.
about it.
I didn't know
And
that.
I think there was a really old movie.
I think there was a really old movie.
It looks like Amnesia the Bunker in a movie,
It was good.
but without
It
the
was
movie.
really good.
Very good.
Hacksaw Ridge, though.
Andrew Garfield is big.
I don't think it's as good. If we're
Garfield
judging it off of
Andrew.
that, I think
Yeah,
it would
Andrew
be lower.
Garfield.
I think it's gone down for me a little bit.
Whoa.
I think-
Slightly.
Yeah, I think it
Slightly.
is
Have
a
you seen
bit too like.
Andrew
Even though it is
Garfield.
based off true story, I think it is a bit too like hero. You know, like he saves
Plot
everybody,
armor.
You know?
I'm not gonna lie. This
On a
is
true story.
plot armor.
How can you say that?
I actually kind of feel you on that. Gunner.
armor.
I kind of feel you on that. I'm actually gonna put it in C tier.
That is insane.
I mean, yeah.
Click. Click.
Well,
Y'all just need to watch Click. That's
I
if you guys watch Click, you would understand this whole list. Better. You would get it.
really,
That's the name of the video. Watch
I
Click
don't
and
know.
you'll
I
know.
would do like B, like
Oh
a
my
low
lord.
B.
I think I died. My brain has deceased.
Do it, Plot Armor.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is good.
But see, right now in this moment, I could not tell you exactly why I really like it.
Ooh, that's a bad sign.
Bad sign, bad sign.
Bad
I
sign
don't know.
symptoms.
All right, let me say this. I'm not a huge fan of like based on true story movies in general.
Frick.
I think you can tell because Pursuit of Happiness is based on true story, and Hacksaw Ridge is. They're
Depends
just
on the story, you
not,
Nimrod.
not my personal favorite. I don't.
I mean, that's actually kind of like one of the genres I really like. So
Shut up.
I think that's the only reason I'm
Amnesia the
putting it in
Bunker.
C. It realistically, it would be like top of C if we're gonna
Okay.
be like.
Alright,
I'm gonna put it there. I just
Better than Click.
I find
There
it
we
funny
go.
that you only
find-
do the specific ones when it's to make us happy.
We finally,
It's freaking me out.
we finally dethroned Click. It's just the same thing, guys. Realistically, it's the same
For
thing.
y'all, it's like bingo, just trying to get rid of Click. Y'all just need to watch Click.
Get rid of Click.
That's the
we
point.
dethroned it.
Dude, this video is just turning into like a reason for y'all to just like have to watch Click. Alright, Paddington 1 and 2. Paddington 1 was a rewatch, but
was
It's
good.
the
It's-
best family movie you can
it's
ever
a
watch.
movie that like I did not give enough credit, and I did not watch it for a long time.
It's
And so I
great.
rewatched it, and I also bought the second one and watched that for the first time.
Wow.
Paddington, to me, is probably my favorite family movie of all time. If it were me, I really like this movie though. It's probably gonna be
A
A tier for
tier.
me.
What?
It is a very good movie.
I really like Paddington
What?
1.
I just like that quote. You're gonna call him catch up the bag.
The visuals of the second one are better.
Visuals.
Yes.
I don't think the camera work is though.
I feel like it's just more.
We are like critics right now.
It's
We're
like-
movie film
like having
critics.
to just like I think just went more in depth with that. But the reason I don't like it as much is the writing is not the plot and the writing is just
Wasn't as funny.
it's not nearly as funny
That's true.
and it felt like it was more pandering. They went more in depth.
I'm gonna put it in C.
Dang.
It probably does belong in B,
I
but
guess
like
no one's gonna
no,
answer my
I was
question.
thinking lower, but
What?
lower. Than, no,
I
definitely
really,
not
I
lower.
really do.
5. This was my birthday
Wow.
movie. We went to see this around my birthday.
I would say it's
like
C
it's
tier.
one of the better dinosaur movies.
It was entertaining.
See.
Rewatch though was a little harder to get into.
Hey,
Did
Adam
you
Driver
rewatch
did
it?
good.
We did rewatch it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Adam
Yeah.
Driver did do
Yes.
a good job.
Yes.
Like he needs to be in more stuff.
Yeah. He's a
I
good
think this is
actor.
definitely.
Make him Mr. Fantastic.
This is like a very average feeling movie.
Yeah.
C tier.
I mean,
It's
see.
probably gonna hang
It's
out
a
in
good
C
movie.
tier,
I would put it in
maybe.
C
Yeah.
tier.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you better
Oh,
judge
no.
this movie.
Five Nights.
No.
Five Flights of Bear Boys.
Five
No.
Flights.
No. Don't you dare.
Cinco
You-
Evenings at Frederick's.
Gage, listen to me very carefully.
Fredrickson's Nights at
Bear Boys.
Gage, listen to me very carefully. This movie,
Okay.
listen to me. Shut
Okay.
up.
Whoa.
Depending on what you do, our friendship might be over.
Okay, I understand.
F tier.
I understand.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just
dude.
kidding.
No, it's not that bad.
All right,
I think
Five
it's
Nights at
literally-
Freddy's.
All right, let's
literally-
talk it through.
It's not with Shrek the Third.
It is literally D tier at
Gage, we need to talk
maybe
this through.
C tier at the highest.
Maybe.
Gage,
That
with
is
a
a
budget
big,
of $20 million.
I think
Dude,
that it,
First
well,
Reformed
that
has
budget means nothing.
Dude, First Reformed has a $3 million budget.
Yeah,
Well,
budget
it's-
means nothing.
Well, it's because it's really just acting.
It's an S tier film for me.
I-
Five Nights at
it's-
Freddy's
I would
is
put
not
it in
F
D.
tier.
I put it
they
in D.
had to build
It is
Visually,
things.
the visuals
Look,
are
alright,
kind of nice.
look, let me explain why this is
Acting's
good.
amazing.
The visual effects are really good.
Yeah.
I think it's the best portrayal of animatronics, like evil animatronics, in a movie ever that I've ever seen, at least. In terms of, like, they have like weight to them. They look cool. They're just like amazing to
I
stare
actually
at.
can't tell if it's a person in the suit.
And
sometimes I literally can't.
The
tell.
final 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the movie with William Afton is like
Matthew
It's,
Lillard.
it's more of 10 minutes.
It is amazing.
Matthew Lillard
It is
is-
absolutely what the whole movie, like, or most of the movie should have been.
Uh-huh.
It was very disappointing.
Yes. It
There was way too
Hey,
many.
they played on a genre that barely
Look.
happens.
Dude,
Anymore.
stop
Way
I'm
too many
trying now.
dream sequences. They repeated that multiple times.
The writing is really weird.
Really weird. Yes, Vanessa was totally like
Vanessa was the
off-putting.
worst character.
Didn't
Yeah, I
make
can agree.
sense.
That's pretty bad.
It's-
If you come here again, if you
I'll
bring it
shoot
again,
you.
I'll shoot you.
We're gonna slap it in the D tier.
Our
Yeah.
friendship, or just play that clip from SpongeBob with the secret box. Our friendship is over.
Now look, I did enjoy seeing it with Garen. That was the best part. Like watch this movie because like being hype over it and going.
Matt
to
Pat's
theaters.
in the movie.
Yeah, going.
Come
to-
on, man.
Look,
Corey Kenshin's in the movie, man.
it was fun, but
But where
upon
was Mark?
like the first
He
time
was
watching
making Iron Lung, okay?
People were
Look,
so-
the first time watching it was awesome, but like rewatching it, you start noticing like
I did.
All I
It got
was
better
gonna say,
for-
the first time I watched it, I noticed.
which like I really was too, but remember
Stuck up idiot.
I was just like enjoying it and like really just living in
Yeah.
that moment, like,
Like,
Gabe,
there's-
because Gabe was
it was the
so
vibes.
hyped. It was the
I
vibes.
have a strong hatred for this movie.
And the whole
That's okay.
franchise.
All right, look, Godzilla minus one.
yeah. Chef's kiss.
That's a film.
Chef's kiss.
I feel like that's what I should say whenever it's S
Let's
tier.
talk about
That's
it.
a film.
That is not a movie. That is
It's
a
real.
film.
Godzilla minus one is
Oh.
my favorite Godzilla movie.
My
It's
favorite.
actually finally a Godzilla movie I actually want to own on like Blu-ray or
That's
4K.
great. The first one.
I want to watch
Because
it.
I'm not a huge Godzilla guy.
I gotta watch it. I
This-
like Godzilla.
This one's great.
It is great.
Characters are great. All of it made
They were
sense. There was a point to all of it.
There
Like
was a point.
it was like a celebration of manhood.
It was
Like
manhood.
it was amazing. Like this is absolutely.
Is it like the first monster movie?
It's like-
with good characters?
It's like what blockbusters should be.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
It is $15
Wow.
million budget. The fact that it looks this good.
Better than
this-
most Marvel movies?
This
With
was
like
inspiring.
250 million.
That is an A-tier film. That is
A-tier.
inspiring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, the next movie.
Okay, Gage.
Oh.
I can understand A for you, but this is an S for me. So I
All
can't. I can't
I'm
even.
glad you showed your
Yeah,
thoughts.
this
before
is-
we
this
did
is
this.
like-
I'm
this
glad
is
you
hard
put
to
your thoughts
watch
on
for
my
me.
list.
Dude, just literally just play your clip. Those feelings are valid, but stop feeling them.
All right.
This is hard to watch for me. This is gonna be hard to watch.
I know this is going to be uncomfortable.
But this has to be said.
As we said, guys, Across the Spider-Verse is fantastic. It is
Incredible.
a very beautiful
It's very
movie.
loud.
Some would say it's amazing.
There is no denying that these two films this one and the first one were very influential. Incredibly influential. And I'm so happy because Puss in Boots would not look how it does without these movies.
True.
Very thankful for that. However,
And Mitchell's for the Machines.
after walking out of it, it was one of those things where I was like, that was very entertaining. However, by its nature, it is a middle film in a trilogy,
It's true.
so the story has not been concluded. So perhaps if I saw the whole thing and I saw how this played into like before and after, I would think differently. So right now, like I do not know how the story ends. It feels incomplete, but as a movie like in a middle trilogy, I know it's somewhat the point.
It's a part one.
However,
It's like Infinity War Endgame.
there's not a whole lot I walk out of this movie with to think about or that really stuck with me other than the amazing visuals.
The art style.
The art style was perfect.
The action's amazing too.
Action, it was so entertaining.
This is
Music.
one of, if not my favorite movie.
And I, look, I understand that.
I'm a Truman Show guy. Sorry.
It is hard to fault it because I do like it, and there's some very artistic
There's just
things
like
about it.
nothing wrong with it. There's literally
Yeah, there
nothing
is
wrong
really
with
not anything wrong with it, really.
I'm going to assume that the third one's going to be good, but I am going to put
Yeah,
it in
it
a
will
tier for
be.
now.
There's pretty good chance.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Put that in here right now!
I'm
Mister,
gonna be.
or you lose your Xbox for a week!
Literally,
That's
it
a
could,
beep.
it could be the worst written movie. If it still had that art style, it would still be A. Okay, good. Literally. That needs
But
to
it
be
does
A.
have writing.
But movies are more than just visuals. It's storytelling. It's
you
writing.
need-
It's
oh my gosh, dude. You
Besides-
thought I went crazy about Covenant?
no look. It's a good.
I said Covenant.
You were like, Covenant?
I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't know where it goes. Though.
I'm interested to see where this relationship goes.
Look at it like this.
Down!
Look at it. Like,
No, I don't know where.
think about it like this. Remember, like Empire Strikes Back. Like that is like the
It's
standard.
World War II.
that is the standard
Return
for
of
a
the Jedi's
middle
better.
movie in a trilogy. That is like the
That's the
gold
sixth one,
standard.
right?
That's true.
Because like that might be my favorite Star Wars movie.
Really?
Because like the story in itself works so well.
Okay,
That's episode 5, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
Which one's episode 6?
but
Return of the
Return of the
Jedi?
Jedi, yeah.
That's the best one.
but
Look, this is my list. We have to move on. I'm so close. All right, we recently watched both these
The
movies.
Pianist.
I've never even heard of this movie.
it's a good movie.
I
It's a good movie about the Holocaust. It
Yeah, it is
explains
a-
it well, and it has Adrian Brody.
Right, yeah,
It's a good
God,
movie.
he's not in enough stuff either.
It's a good movie,
it
actually.
was good.
It's on the same level as Hacksaw Ridge.
Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's not D tier. No, definitely not.
It's a good movie.
I am actually going to probably put it in C tier because that's accurate. Because it's not a movie I want to rewatch necessarily, but it's a movie I
Very
respect
long.
because
2.5 hours.
it is very long.
2.5.
I respect that it was like definitely portraying things I think very accurately and pretty legitimate. Like once people start getting shot in the face, I perked up and was like, oh.
Yeah, like that. Like
I
when
was
that one lady was like, "Where are we going?" He just
I was like,
shot her in the face.
I was like, oh, that's what kind of movie this is. So it got
Okay.
real. I vibe.
Real,
That's
real,
C tier.
real quick. Is that
Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Ah. bad?
I've
I don't like it.
heard this movie is so sad.
It is sad.
but it's
I think it made some critical errors.
yeah.
Really?
I
I
don't
read.
think
So
so.
funny story. I've never seen the movie or read the book, but I remember when the movie came out and like everybody was talking about it because a lot of people went and saw it and they were like, "Oh, saddest movie I've ever seen. Like, it was so hard to watch." Like all this other stuff. But that's all I know about it. But a lot of people I think liked it.
Look,
It's not a bad movie.
I don't.
I think the premise was awesome. I think it's so good. Like having these two kids on like one's in this concentration camp, one's out like enjoying like his freedom and being rich and all that, and then they become friends. That's such a good premise. I think the critical error of this movie was the fact that they never show life inside of the concentration camp. They always
Really?
focus on the other kid,
Yeah.
the one who's rich. And I feel like that's such a critical error because we never really get to know this kid the same way that we did the rich one.
That
And
ending though was
That ends up not really making the ending as strong as it could have been. And I do think that certain things with the ending probably could have been played up a little bit better.
Yeah.
With that being said,
And-
without spoiling the ending, it was like one of those. It was like people getting, like for the pianist, like people getting shot in the face. It was one of those moments where I was like, I perked up. I
Yeah.
woke up for a second.
Also, kids are not that stupid. Okay, those kids are really stupid.
Yes, I also do agree with that as well.
The kid, like, it's not.
They're like,
spoilers.
they're
He
like,
didn't
let's-
want to leave. He did not want to leave. That's just basic.
And see, that's the problem. The movie is actively making the critical error of you just accepting the fact this kid is not like, get me out of here. Because
Yeah.
when he had the moment to get
he
out,
could have left.
he was like, no, let's go find my dad. It's
Yeah.
like, let's go find him in here. Like,
Let's go back inside.
but it didn't make sense because he was like,
And
they
in
took
the-
him somewhere.
Yeah, they took him outside.
I was
the
like,
prison.
why are you
Kid-
searching for him
like-
in the camp? I was like,
Yeah.
you said they took him away.
Yeah, I think how old are they? They're at least like 8.
I think they said 8, yeah.
The German.
8-year-olds.
When I was 8, I wouldn't have done
Bro,
that.
bro, if you're in a concentration camp, bro,
You're not.
you want
yeah,
out.
Yeah, like
You're definitely not going to be like, come on in.
yeah, like they were way too stupid.
Like, that's not, he's a terrible friend for that.
yeah.
Like why
also,
would you?
yeah, like dude, the main kid, I don't even really like him. He was a jerk.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, like literally. Dude,
I feel
when
like
he
there's
freak-
another fan base who's just gonna be
when,
like rioting.
when he freaking gave up his friend to the German soldier, that was the dumbest crap ever, dude. I was like, that felt wrong.
That felt wrong.
And then he was like, I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
Like
Gunnar, I think after consulting with you, you've opened my eyes.
I don't think
I
it's
have a
very
clearer
good.
mind. The same reasons why I put some of these movies down here
It's
is
still not a
actually
bad
the
movie.
same reason.
Oh.
Whoa!
I don't think it's that bad.
As much as I think that the premise was perfect. That could have been so
Yeah,
good. That could have been
Yeah.
easily one of my favorite movies ever. Like, that's such a good premise.
I also
But it's the fact that, like, they totally failed in what they were doing.
What?
Critical error.
it's here's how you can look at it. It's like if Kill the Mockingbird was bad and done wrong.
Yeah, actually, that's so true. That's actually so true.
But it wasn't. Because, like,
I'm-
literally, in the movie, like, I feel like stuff barely even happens in the movie. It's like,
is long for no
we
reason.
get to see,
Literally, it's like they wanted
Uh-huh.
to write in moments for this kid. They're like, oh, we have to, like, make this
Yeah,
2.5
but they
hour
just, like,
runtime.
they just
But
didn't.
they're like, nah, let's just focus on the kid, like, cutting watermelons.
Yeah.
That's not a real scene.
No, well,
They're cutting, like, potatoes.
Yeah,
with one old
potatoes.
man.
yeah.
And then he
But,
stole
like,
chocolate.
It's literally like, it doesn't,
That's outrageous.
like, the movie never goes beyond kid rich, this kid in poor situation, ending for impact.
And, yeah, exactly. It did not earn it.
It
Did not earn it. I think that is incredibly flawed.
Wow.
film. Actually,
And
I was
literally-
going to put it in D tier, but actually, you got me really fired
Yeah.
up about this movie.
Like, literally,
Gary's going crazy.
the kid on the other side of the fence, he's barely in the movie.
He is.
He's
I know nothing about him other
It's
than
like-
he's bald. That's it.
and then even in the ending, I don't even think that the what happens really even matters. I don't think it does anything.
It just ends, you know.
Yeah.
And it could have ended like that if like enough was there for us to. That was it. Like it was just for us to react. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Wow.
It failed as a movie. I
F
think.
tier is insane.
I think it's F
I
tier.
agree.
Premise is. I will say. Premise
Premise
was
is
genius. Genius idea. But
Just watch the
not a
pianist.
just what's the penis?
Bro, every time I say that, I think of that clip from SpongeBob is, I want to be an expert pianist until I figured out I didn't have any fingers.
All right, Nosferatu.
Oh, dude.
I don't know.
Talking
Oh.
about a movie that is held up over
Shrek.
100 years.
It is literally 101 or
Is
2
it
years
a
old.
horror movie? Is it scary?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
Bro, it's
It is.
crazy to me. Like, me and Gavin watched it. It literally
It is.
has some of, like, the horror, like, feel to it.
I thought
It's that
about this. I thought it's literally 102 years old, I think. I thought about this. It literally has more frightening imagery, or imagery that is more frightening than like 90% of horror movies that come out now.
Agreed, actually.
That's insane. 100 years.
See, honestly, this is the type of horror I want to see more people do.
I
to where
know.
It's not focused on jump scares or anything
No,
like that.
it's just disturbing imagery.
It literally, this guy just looks
That's what FNAF is.
creepo, and he's just like, and that's the thing, it sticks with you because you remember how creepy some of the, like, just the imagery was.
Yeah, he does seem like a pretty creepy
Dude,
looking.
Hunter opening the door.
Thing.
It was
He's just there.
fantastic.
He's just like,
My only nitpick, and I told Gavin this when we watched it, is that I think they overuse certain soundtracks. There was a dramatic track that they used a lot, and they used it in certain scenes where I didn't really feel like it fit. I actually think the movie would have been better off with either no music or something a little lighter.
it is a silent film.
Because this
Bro,
is how it
if
felt.
it was just completely quiet the whole movie, that'd
Yeah.
be more
Oh, it's
unsettling.
I was
That'd
about
be
to ask that.
interesting.
So it's a silent film, and it's like
There's
Before
music,
sound.
but there's no other sound.
No, it's not. There is
Ooh.
music. And
And
some of the
it's
track
good?
is good. Yeah, some of the music's really... There's like a sort of opera-inspired song going on there at one point. Fantastic. I really like whenever they use that.
Keeping in mind, there are like other versions with different soundtracks.
Right. And Gavin mentioned that, and it honestly made me want to, like... If I were to rewatch it, I would want to watch, like, the other soundtrack version. Because I have a feeling...
I'm
it's
thinking about
probably-
getting it on Blu-ray, so it might have another version.
Honestly, it'd be cool if, like, they had both and you, like, pick. Because
Yeah.
I want to watch that version. I feel like that could, like, improve that.
It sounds like a really cool
Engage.
movie.
What?
Was Skidmore last year? It was.
No, 22?
No, that was 23.
Alright, look, if you want my opinion on Skidmore, you have to wait till the end. I'm not even-
It's F tier.
That's bonus
Alright,
features.
Look, that's
Bonus
bonus features. Alright, Nosferatu. I think
I really want to watch that.
it's
movie.
crazy this like 100-year-old
I
movie
know.
is literally what I think more horror movies need to take
It's-
notes from.
It's actually insane.
And you know, like it cuts away to like dialogue. And that's how they did the subtitles. Like
That's the only thing they could do.
It's all the thing they could do. So like I can't really hold that against them. Like technically, I could say it's a nitpick. It's not really a huge deal because I understand like it's what they had to do.
And this is like a good movie.
It is a cool.
It
movie.
is good.
It
I would
good.
rewatch it.
I probably would too.
Is it
honestly,
long?
hour 40.
It wasn't that long. It was less than 2 hours.
I
Bro,
don't know, man. That just sounds crazy.
You can
This is
literally,
interesting.
it's also so old that it's public domain, so you can look it up on YouTube and watch it for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool movie. Definitely recommend watching it with people though, because you might be a little scared.
Wait,
If you watch it tonight, there's some like that scene with Hutter. The scene where he's going up the stairs to get the lady and near the end, like the shadow, creepy, dude. Like it's scary.
Now, I like how the
Well,
vampire
watch
is like
this.
a looming presence of death. Like everywhere he goes, death is following.
Yeah, it's like they call it a plague.
a plague, and he is the plague. I'm like, ooh, clean. Like let's
How
go.
literally how is that movie so good?
It is shockingly good. Now, where do I rank it?
Wait.
I don't know.
Actually, me too. Wait, actually, can I watch this movie?
It's a really
Yeah,
cool
You
movie.
can totally watch
It's
it.
silent. I mean, it sounds
I don't-
like I'm a horror movie guy.
I will
like
say,
this.
and after thinking about it, and I want to rewatch it again. I think there are maybe some parts that the
Drag
pacing
on.
isn't as good.
I would probably agree.
And of course, like there is like some goofy, like with Knock. That was the name of the. Is it so? It's based off of Dracula, right? So
Right.
Count Orlok is technically supposed to be Dracula, and Knock is supposed to be Renfield, like his second in command guy.
Yeah,
But he's the guy who sent Hutter on the journey. Like the part where he's running around, the whole town's after him. I'm like, this is. I mean, it's goofy. It's
Yeah.
kind of entertaining, but it's like, did this need to be in the movie?
Yeah, I agree.
Like-
There's definitely some.
Is it trying to pull off a
flaws with
Shrek
that.
one right
There
now?
is some pacing where it could have been better.
I agree. That's why I was kind of zoning out a little bit. Like when it went away from what the
Count Orlok.
Count
Yeah.
Orlok was doing. I agree. I feel like there's so much about it I like, and I have to give it a little bit of credit. You know, like understand it is extremely
It's
old.
in the 20s. Holy
I
crap.
think I am going to put it in a B tier, given all the variables.
I think it's
A
fair.
flawed film,
Nice, fair.
but
Look at the next
very impressed.
I mean,
And
to survive that
I was
long,
gonna say to hold up after 102 years.
and
there
I
are
actually
very
put
few
it that high
movies.
because like I thought about this movie. Like I remember the visuals. Like it stuck with me.
They
And
do.
honestly, if a movie sticks with me,
I
that's
wanna watch
a
this.
very good sign. Like a movie, if I think about it later, I'm like, I think that was a good sign. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so.
agree. I liked it enough. I want to get on Blu-ray. So
All right, we're really close to the end.
Yeah.
Next is the
Gage.
Hunters.
Gage. Make another tier right now.
No,
Yes.
SF tier.
Make it negative.
how bad? What is this
It's-
movie?
It's
You know the bargain bin, like
you understand the term of bargain bin? Like, that is
bargain bin.
What, like
It's like
I've seen it. Have you made
it looks like
acquaintances?
bargain. Look, it looks like bargain bin, like Hunger Games.
And
is
it
it
is.
like is it actually like was it a B movie? Like was it not supposed
it's
to be
just not
good, or
good.
did
It's
they
just-
try?
No,
or?
it's just not good.
no,
It's-
they tried.
That's the sad part. It's
That's the sad
like,
part.
if they didn't try, like okay, you didn't
The
try.
B movie.
Like, if
It'd
you
be
tried,
like dumb shark movies. You know?
yeah, exactly.
Shark
Like,
Tale, bro.
It's like cheesy B movie on purpose.
Yeah, but it's
but it
not.
wasn't that.
It's
No, it
It's
feels
like
like,
ex-
a mix of like Spy Kids and like
not good.
and like
Not good.
some kind of like
It's like Spy
gritty
Kids
survival.
if it was words and without the nostalgia.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was. It's like there was. I guarantee you, it's just like one guy who's like, "All right, guys, what if we do this thing that's gonna reference Disney a lot?"
Let's do it.
You mean that wasn't Disney? Like literally all of their movies now.
What if we referenced ourselves?
That's literally every movie.
Yeah, it's just it's
And also they
What's there to say?
Also,
yeah, it's
literally-
like you can barely. It's like literally
Not
when I
watchable.
picture children's movie that is just complete and utter schlock. That's what comes to
Yeah,
mind.
it's like a gritty, trying to be a gritty kids movie with like some romance in there too.
But
I feel like the
it's a-
actor who played Fred in like live action Scooby Doo is in there somehow.
But literally, the other
What?
thing, bro, the other thing,
Like Zac Efron, like that guy, right?
I don't
No.
know.
Is Zac
No,
Efron?
no,
in
you're
it's-
there?
thinking
Freddie
of like
Prinze Jr.
the other guy.
Oh.
The other guy.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
He's one of those guys.
He was literally the live action Fred.
To
Well,
me,
you know what's-
to me, they're like 5 different people, but they're actually the same.
But
That's insane.
what I find really
That's outrageous.
what I find really funny is that the main villain from The Hunters was in the newest Disney movie.
he's in Wish.
He was
in
yeah,
Wish.
you told me about that.
Which is and literally like I don't know. I never saw Wish, but they told like all the reviews said that they literally just referenced a bunch of their old stuff
Yeah.
just because.
Yeah, Wish looked really bad.
But also, guys, one of the worst things about this movie is that they drop you in like the middle of the plot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's true.
I don't even know the main bad guy's name.
They set up nothing. It just starts.
He just appears, he talks,
But look,
he dies.
honestly, just talking about it makes me feel sick. I'm
makes me-
done.
yes.
we
I'm
gotta
done.
move on.
I'm moving on.
this
I'm
is like
done.
Earwig and the Witch levels.
So we did watch Evil Dead Rise. Gunnar,
I think it's a good.
Gunnar
that's-
watched it with
that's
me.
a good horror movie.
I'm gonna say that the single best visual in this entire movie is when the lady is like hovering over the water in broad daylight. That is fantastic. That is like my favorite scene. That's the type of the type of thing that more horror movies should do. It's creepy visuals that you remember.
I agree. It's
that
like
you think of later.
Frightening visuals.
Have you
Frightening
seen this?
visuals.
Also,
It's not about the jump scares. It's not about the music going. You know, it's like it's just looking at it is disturbing.
Exactly.
Yeah, Gavin,
And
have
also
you
it's
seen
broad
it? Have you
daylight?
seen Evil Dead Rise?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
But like the scene where like it's like the double focus in the background when she comes out of the roof, and it's like she's in the background like crawling around as the lady.
That's pretty good too.
That seems pretty cool because it's also like really silent.
That is pretty good. Like it has some
There's
good.
some cool visuals.
It has some good creepo stuff. I will say with that scene, by the way, with the water, I did not like how in the trailers portrayed it better, but in the movie, it's actually the title card. Kind of thought it was a little lame. Like, don't use that for the title card. Don't do that.
Don't use your best scene in the beginning.
Also, like literally, like I think it like she made the eye or something stupid. Like stop being tacky.
But like there's
give
some
me
cool
the
things
scene.
like the ending kind of remind me of Resident Evil to where it kind of like went from like survival horror to like kind of crazy with chainsaw and giant amalgamate. It really reminded me of Resident Evil. Like,
yeah, for real.
like at the end, like there's just like a giant amalgamation of like
Honestly,
evil.
this actually could be like a Resident
Yeah,
Evil
it
plot.
could be like
It really could.
1,000%.
It
was good.
I was uncomfortable for a lot of
Yeah,
it. It was
it's
pretty creepy. Like,
yeah, it's good. Like
Hey,
gory,
that's
like,
good.
like there's one part where like this girl like falls down and one kid's like cheese grating her leg. it's a gory film. It's
What
pretty
the-
gory.
it's rough.
What the
There-
butt?
Yeah, there and like the one scene that really
Expecting to hear?
the one scene that really stuck with me is when the lady got her scalp ripped off. That gave me like a permanent fear.
That is creepy. I wonder if that's like actually realistic to like happen.
You can
But
probably
no,
do
no,
that.
like
Look.
with her strength level, 100%.
I'm not a huge, but let me say this: I'm not a huge fan of like possession demon movies because I generally find them to be the most like kind of boring form of horror movies.
Oh, dude, you need to watch The Exorcist.
Yeah.
That is a classic. I watch it. And I will say, Paranormal Activity is pretty fantastic. That's a creepy movie. I do.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Probably the scariest movie I've
But
seen.
just generally, I don't know. I find it to
I
be.
think it's a solid B horror movie.
I think it can be done. Yeah, it probably is a B objectively, but like in terms of like my enjoyment, I'm probably gonna lean towards C. I did think about it a little bit afterward, but it's not a movie I'm
It's like
I never have to rewatch it.
It's mid.
like
It's like The Pianist. Like it was good. 65. You know, I don't know.
See, that's why
I definitely would have to.
That's
disagree.
why I
Like,
think
I think that
C-tier-
movie's definitely better than 65.
See, I'm starting to realize that C tier
It's
is
like I'm glad I watched it, but I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna rewatch it. That's kind of become that tier.
But I like it.
I would definitely rewatch Bride of Chucky though. I'm not gonna lie.
Gage, don't.
I want to watch that movie right now.
Do not put Bride of Chucky in the
I mean,
same
it's
tier
his
as
own
Across
list.
the Spider-Verse.
This is all
Let me
personal.
think about that. That's definitely gonna like
Gage.
switch up a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, we're almost done. Come on. Alright, let me like the thing snuck in here somehow. I don't know how this happened.
Put it in
Why'd you leave
Gage,
it?
we all know you put it in here on
Yeah,
purpose.
okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
Stop
put that.
lying.
I'm gonna put that in S tier. Technically, I did rewatch it this year, but I also rewatch it every year, so it's
Shut
not really
up.
nothing new. It's an S tier film. It's my favorite horror movie.
It's
Yada,
actually
yada,
really
yada.
good. It's really
All right.
Enough
All
said.
Alright, Gage.
Final movie.
Gage,
What is it?
we need to look at this movie
Wait, what is it?
with
The creator.
no bias.
How did
And
this
we
end up
need-
being the last movie?
I don't know. It's
And
random.
You just gotta think about like what it is and when it was made.
C tier.
Like
I know.
what
I know.
world it was made in.
This year.
This
Yeah.
is a complicated
last
film
year.
Sounds like a
to
biblical
talk about
movie.
in rank. I've seen it twice. I saw it in theaters, and then I watched it at home with you guys.
Mhm.
I liked it a little more the first time, but I could not tell you why I liked it the first time.
I think the premise is really
I think it's good.
What the thing I like about it is I like that it is a big budget movie in Hollywood that is not tied to any
cool. It's original.
Existing IP.
existing IP. It's completely original,
I think the premise is cool
Creative.
too.
and
It's creative.
it's a big budget, and I like it. In terms of that, it's good. In the action, pretty good. Stuff like that, it's
Bro,
fine.
I love those kamikaze robots. I love those.
Yeah, like there's some stuff that
Like,
looks good. Like the
visuals are really
visuals really good. Yes, all that stuff is really really
good.
cool.
And like the world building is really nice, and all the different like robots and stuff like
well,
that.
see,
are
that's where I kind of fall off a cliff because I think where this movie really loses me, if like I'm looking at it objectively, is that it's obviously like an AI story exploring like, you know, is AI alive? You know, is this kid actually alive? And it's asking those. See, that's the thing. It wants to be smart
Trolling you.
without actually being smart. I've watched movies that try to do something similar and do it far better. You know, even in like the sci-fi genre. Like I think of something like Akira. It's not. I mean, Akira is not necessarily asking like questions about AI, but it is asking questions about like the future. You know, the future that like, you know, what it might look like and how it may affect people. And I think that a film like that leaves you with far more questions due to especially how it ends and just the imagery and what happens in the character-driven narrative. In terms of the creator, I walk out of it just feeling kind of nothing. I really just don't feel like it said anything other than just, look, he kisses a robot version of his wife in the end. We're so smart, right?
Yeah,
like
this movie gets pretty
that-
bad.
That's kind of it. Like,
I don't know, man. I just really, really like the world that they did. It really reminds me of stuff like Detroit, and Detroit's like one of my favorite video
if
game
it got a
stories.
sequel, I think they could actually make that really cool. I don't think I don't necessarily
I
want
just
that.
really like the world.
I
and
think
the
it could be
characters.
improved. And there's certain things that are like kind of interesting about like bringing people back to life for a brief moment and talking to them, whatever. Like, you know, there's
It's
some
very
cool
it's a
sci-fi
creative
things.
movie.
But
It's a creative sci-fi.
everybody I've listened to talk about this movie always says that it feels very much like it's taking bits and pieces from other sci-fi movies that are really popular, which makes sense, and I can't really fault it because it's hard to pitch a big budget movie like this in Hollywood now without comparing it to like everything under the sun that you know, is good, because otherwise they're never going to make it. They don't want to fund that unless
Because
it's
they
like,
don't think about how Star Wars started to be an original thing. That's
So-
how it started. Stuff
so
like
look, I respect it. I think
I know
everything,
exactly where you're
all the
about to
behind the
put this.
scenes, all the behind the scenes of this movie, mad respect. But it's not a movie I ever really want to watch ever again.
But you're
And-
happy you watched
And
it.
also, it did not help that I was playing Nier Automata, and while I watched this
The
movie,
objectively better version of the story.
Yeah.
Nier Automata did a fart. Like that's what I'm saying. I compared it to that because that's also
But, like,
another.
and it is hard to compare like a video game to a movie because you get like 40-30 hours in a game to like set things up and do things rather than like a 2 hour
But
movie.
I believe that you could still do that, like ask questions in a movie, because
Yeah,
Akira
but, like-
did something like that.
but, like-
you know, in a sci-fi movie, talking about like some form, because the creator's asking like, what's the future going to look like? That's basically it, right? Like, but the problem with the creator is that it's not really like getting you to think. It's just showing you things and being like, look, they connected. You know, this kid and this dude, like they had like a funny little moment together. They, you know, he's protecting the kid, right? Like. That means it's a lot. No, it doesn't mean anything. That just means that he's protecting this robot, you know? But ask the question, like, you know, what does it actually mean for this kid to be alive? Does he ever wonder about it? Like, the kid has, like, nothing going for him. He's never, like, or she's never, like, saying anything or interacting. Like, she's very monotone and stilted. It's hard to really connect. And yeah, she cries in the end, whatever. It's like, I wish the movie, like, in the scene where they're sitting in the car and she's like, you're not going to go to heaven because you're a bad person. I'm not going to go to heaven because I'm not a person, or something like that. I was like, that's a good line, but like, why don't you explore that a little bit? Like, why don't you like, you know, start to really like let the kid simmer on it, you know, or make that like the main crux in some way. Just you gotta beat that in something, you know. So I walk out of this movie feeling empty, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry.
I really like the characters and the world and the ideas. And like, yeah, it's not like
Finish it!
it's not like fully like done. Well, I think it's like really
I think it's
impressive
C.
what it did.
I think it's C.
I have to be honest with my
Yeah,
feelings.
you're doing D. C. Don't do any
No,
lower than
he's
C.
gonna do
I
D.
swear.
He's gonna do D.
Don't you dare!
Yeah.
Don't you dare!
Do it.
Don't you!
Bum, bum, bum.
End the video.